Welcome to our deep dive into the transformative principles found within the pages of Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. Have you ever felt completely stuck, wondering what you should do with your career or your entire existence? Many people believe that life has a strict script, a single path that they are expected to follow, and if they veer off course, they are failing. However, the authors, who are prominent educators at Stanford University, argue that you do not need to find your ultimate passion to live a fulfilled life. Instead, you can design a life that works for you using the very same mindset that engineers and product designers use to create innovative items every single day. Design thinking is an iterative, creative process centered around human needs, curiosity, and rapid prototyping. When applied to your personal journey, it teaches you to embrace where you are right now. Recognize that designing a life is an ongoing journey rather than a destination, and let go of the pressure to discover one singular perfect calling. By shifting your perspective, you begin to see that your future is an open canvas waiting for intentional creation rather than a locked puzzle that needs to be solved. Throughout this script, we will break down the core framework of design thinking, exploring how tools like reframing dysfunctional beliefs, cultivating curiosity, building functional compasses, and prototyping your way forward can fundamentally change how you experience your days, your choices, and your long-term aspirations. Let us start this amazing transformation together by looking closer at the specific mindsets that hold us back and how we can effectively reframe them for maximum personal growth and sustainable fulfillment. Before you can truly start designing a meaningful life, you must identify and dismantle what the authors call dysfunctional beliefs. These are deeply ingrained societal myths or personal assumptions that secretly sabotage our progress, keeping us trapped in cycles of paralysis and anxiety. For instance, a classic dysfunctional belief is the idea that your major dictates your entire life path, or that you must somehow figure out your ultimate passion before you can take even a single productive step forward. When you hold on to these rigid ideas, you set yourself up for unnecessary disappointment, because life is inherently dynamic, unpredictable, and full of surprising twists and turns that no single college degree or initial career choice can fully capture. To break free from these mental traps, design thinking encourages us to actively practice reframing. Reframing involves taking a restrictive, negative, or false assumption and shifting it into a constructive, expansive, and realistic mindset that opens up entirely new possibilities. For example, instead of believing that your primary goal is to find your passion, you can reframe it by accepting that passions are most often discovered through active engagement, experimentation, and trial. You build joy and alignment through doing, not through passive waiting or intense mental rumination. By letting go of the myth of the single right path, you relieve yourself of immense psychological pressure. You begin to understand that being stuck is simply a starting point, not a permanent condition, and that every single challenge you encounter is an invitation to redesign your approach, learn valuable lessons, and pivot toward options that are far more aligned with your evolving personal values, daily interests, and authentic core identity. To navigate the complex maze of life successfully, you need reliable instruments to guide your decisions, and that brings us to the concept of building your compass. In the framework presented by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans, your personal compass consists of two vital components: your work view and your life view. Your work view is your personal philosophy about work, what it is for, why you do it, and what defines value, contribution, and satisfaction within a professional context. Your life view, on the other hand, is your broader understanding of the world, your place in it, your values, your ethics, and what ultimately gives your existence deep meaning, connection, and spiritual or personal significance. When these two distinct views are clearly articulated and brought into alignment, you achieve coherence. Coherence means that your actions, your career choices, and your daily lifestyle are fully integrated with your deepest beliefs and values, resulting in a profound sense of authenticity and internal peace. Unfortunately, many people experience chronic stress and burnout precisely because their work view and life view are in direct conflict. They spend their days executing tasks that contradict everything they hold dear. To build your compass, you must take the time to write down your personal thoughts on both fronts, examining where they intersect and where they clash. By consciously clarifying what matters most to you, you create a powerful decision-making filter. Whenever you face a crossroads, a major career dilemma, or a lifestyle choice, you can run the opportunity through your personal compass to see if it moves you closer to coherence or pulls you further away.
It happens to everyone. You wake up one day and realize you feel completely stuck, blocked, or bored out of your mind with your current situation. When this happens, our default reaction is often panic, followed by paralyzing overthinking. However, design thinking teaches us that getting stuck is merely a design problem, and every design problem has practical solutions if you approach it with the right tools. One of the most effective strategies for breaking out of a rut is radical mapping and aggressive ideation. Instead of searching for one magical answer, you must generate a wide variety of potential directions, ideas, and lifestyle alterations without immediately judging or filtering them out based on feasibility. Brainstorming is an art form that thrives on quantity rather than initial quality. By forcing your brain to come up with dozens of alternative paths, you bypass the inner critic that usually shuts down creative thinking prematurely. You might consider pivoting to an entirely different industry, freelancing, starting a creative side project, relocating to a new city, or restructuring your current job to better leverage your favorite daily tasks. The key is to expand your horizon so you can see that you are never actually trapped. You simply have not yet explored the full spectrum of available options. By combining wild ideas with systematic evaluation, you transform a vague, overwhelming sense of dissatisfaction into a tangible menu of actionable pathways. This mindset shift empowers you to take small, controlled risks, test out new concepts without committing your entire life savings or career history up front, and rediscover the natural joy of curiosity, playfulness, and continuous personal reinvention.
Once you have brainstormed a variety of exciting directions, how do you know which path to commit to without making a massive, irreversible mistake? This is where the brilliant concept of prototyping comes into play. In traditional product design, engineers do not build a final airplane or smartphone on the first try. Instead, they build rough, inexpensive mock-ups to test core functions, gather user feedback, and see what works in the real world. You can apply this exact same methodology to your career and personal life through life design prototyping, which involves two primary tools: life design interviews and exploratory experiences. Life design interviews are structured conversations where you talk to people who are already living or working in fields that fascinate you. Instead of asking them for a job, you ask for their story, how they got started, what they love about their work, what challenges they face, and what advice they would give someone starting out. These conversations provide priceless, ground-level insights that you could never find by simply browsing job descriptions or reading articles online. Exploratory experiences, meanwhile, involve low-stakes immersion, such as shadowing someone for a day, taking a short introductory weekend workshop, volunteering, or starting a small pilot project on the side. These low-cost, low-risk experiments allow you to try on different futures for size. By prototyping before leaping, you gather authentic experiential data, eliminate false assumptions, and make deeply informed choices that dramatically increase your chances of finding true satisfaction and long-term success.
Making choices is often one of the most agonizing parts of personal development, largely because we live in a culture obsessed with optimization, FOMO, and the pursuit of the absolute best option. However, research and design thinking both show that the relentless pursuit of perfection actually leads to chronic anxiety and decision fatigue. To choose well, you must learn the art of letting go of options, embracing the choices you make, and understanding that there is rarely just one right path. Once you make a decision, the secret to happiness is to lock in your choice psychologically.
letting go of the alternatives you left behind rather than constantly second-guessing yourself and wondering what could have been. Furthermore, a crucial aspect of designing your life is changing your fundamental relationship with failure. In a growth-oriented design mindset, there is no such thing as failure. There is only data. Every time a prototype fails, a job interview goes poorly, or a project falls flat, you have not failed as a person. You have simply gathered valuable information about what does not work. This reframe turns painful setbacks into fascinating experiments. By cultivating a resilient, experimental attitude, you remove the heavy fear of judgment and rejection that keeps so many people playing small. You realize that a messy, trial-and-error path filled with minor failures is infinitely superior to a stagnant path of safe inaction. Embracing failure as essential data allows you to bounce back faster, iterate on your life design with wisdom, and approach every new challenge with courage, adaptability, and unwavering self-compassion.
No designer works in a vacuum, and the same rule applies to designing your life. You cannot build a thriving, joyful existence entirely on your own. Building a strong community and a supportive team is absolutely essential for sustained growth and long-term success. Your life design team might include mentors, trusted friends, supportive family members, creative collaborators, and professional peers who challenge you, encourage you, and provide honest, constructive feedback when you get stuck in blind spots. These individuals act as your sounding board, helping you process ideas, holding you gently accountable to your goals, and celebrating your wins along the way. As you cultivate this network, you also begin to scale your design, turning individual prototypes and experimental steps into an enduring, sustainable lifestyle. This phase is all about integration, bringing together your career, your personal relationships, your health, and your leisure activities into a harmonious, balanced whole. You learn to manage your energy rather than just your time, recognizing that self-care, rest, and play are not luxuries or distractions from your work, but rather the foundational fuel that makes all creative design possible. By continuously evaluating your progress with your team, adjusting your sails when circumstances shift, and remaining deeply committed to personal growth, you transform the principles of design thinking into a lifelong habit. You become the active, conscious architect of your own destiny, capable of building a well-lived, joyful life, no matter what challenges or changes come your way.
As we bring this comprehensive script on Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans to a close, remember that your journey as a life designer is only just beginning. You now have a powerful set of tools at your disposal. You know how to reframe dysfunctional beliefs, build a personal compass based on your core values, brainstorm creative alternatives, prototype your future through real-world experiments, choose happiness by letting go of perfectionism, treat failures as valuable data, and surround yourself with a supportive community that uplifts your vision. Life is not a puzzle to be solved once and for all, but a magnificent, ongoing design project that evolves right alongside you every single day. If you found value in this deep dive and want to continue exploring ways to unlock your true potential, build a career you love, and design a life of genuine purpose and joy, please show your support. Make sure to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon button so you never miss an update. Most importantly, please share with the other who need it. Thank you so much for watching. Keep experimenting, stay curious, and take charge of designing your wonderful life today.